Yeah, I will in 1 second. I wasn't quite ready for it because you normally tell me I do it off too quick. So, of course, because I was looking at something else on Discord. There we go. So that was the 3 games that we have this week, and as ever, thank you for Brett for actually recording them, editing them, bringing them down, doing most of the commentary. Thank you for Context This for doing their awesome deck breakdowns, and would like to know, has anyone ever done a breakdown on a Has 59 deck before? This may be a first.
I think Crit Camp and stuff do SAS climbs, so they'll do breakdowns of their deck in that aspect, but I don't think anyone's done a breakdown in that kind of sense.
Yeah. So
speaking of which, though, I was watching a Crit Camp stream that had Nathan and Justin from TTR on it, and they told me the secret to being a successful Keyforge streamer.
What's that?
You need someone with glasses and someone who's bald to be running the stream. So you need one person with glasses and one person who's bald, and that's where we're going wrong. Neither of us are bald, and neither of us wear glasses.
I'll find my glasses. You shave your head. Is that fair?
I shaved my head 3 times during 2020. I think it needs to grow out a little bit.
Hey, I did it twice, so I do need to shave mine again though. But yeah, anyway, we come on to the final part tonight, and then I can get some much needed shut eye. So this is the point of week where we go through the tables from each week. Now, I don't know if anyone noticed here, and I'm going to say this and see if our entire viewership runs away. We now release the pairings and the decks at 10 p.m. GMT, which is 43 minutes ago. So if you want to see we'll go through the pairings for this round, and we will go through the current results. But
if they leave now, they won't get to find out about the amazing changes that were brought to the directory to make it easier for access of these pairings.
Yes, that's it. So the first thing to point out, guys, is we have a new URL. As we are now KOTE.crazyutilitymachinenetwork.co.uk. Why have we made this change? Well, because we got fed up of running in an iframe, and now if you select a house, you will see you can now bookmark your group because the URL will link directly to where you're coming from.
Yeah, the biggest issue we were facing was the fact that whenever we tried to link groups or anything like that, it went straight back to the directory homepage. So we knew that people were annoyed with it, and we had to fix that kind of problem.
And it was a complete pain in the ass as suspected, but we've done it. So these are the current standings. Now you've got to bear in mind now, because we're now in week 2, the buys have already been recorded.
Yeah.
So when we look at this, we've got to remember that Brain Games LV are actually currently first in their group with 1 match win, 4 game wins and 14 keys. But really, they only have 1 game win and 5 keys because that's all they got in week 1. Which would have put them way lower. So the top at the end of group 1 for Brogner is Alpha Pedula from Portugal. Great seeing the Portuguese team here. They are ahead of Keyforge. So who did they play in the first week? Let's go over here and check. So they played SCS Sharks and kicked their ass 3-0.
Alpha Pendula.
Alpha Pendula. Alpha Pendula. Your turn.
Alpha Pendula.
Keyforge Granada also won their game. They won 3-0, getting all 9 keys. The Crucible University won their game 3-0, taking all 9 keys. Starship Looters won 2-1. I guess they were playing Brain Games LV. And then finally, SCS Key Sharks and the Chain Gang didn't win the match and lost all their games, but they did get a handful of keys between them.
Well, luckily, you can go to the round results and just click number 1, and it gives you all the results.
Yeah, that's what I did. So round 2, this is the lineup coming up. Brett will remind me as we get to it which teams we're going to try and record this week. So moving on to Dis. Now, Dis is a special case and has shown up another hole in what I've written. This is the only group today that has had an entire team drop out. So unfortunately, the Screechbar Bombs have dropped out this week. So they will not be taking part, and unfortunately this means there'll be 2 buys in this group. Brett and I spent a long time discussing how we handle this till we rebalance the groups, and the only fair way really is to have 2 buys in this group. It sucks, but it's all we can do.
Yeah, it was basically this is the minimal amount of damage. 2 buys in here does mean it's going to give them a slight advantage, but it's better than having to
rebalance.
Immediately have to, and then having to reformat all the teams after week one. It essentially be restarting the entire KOTE because the team left, which is not what we want.
Yeah. So they're just basically forfeiting every game.
Can you zoom in a little bit, Mr. Kong asks?
Of course I can for you, sir. How's that, Mr. Kong? Is that big enough? So, again, Beerforge had the bye this week, so they're automatically at the top. Otherwise, they would be probably third. But so we have Clutch Key, a long-running team from the Ukraine. Great to see them on top. They've always been a well-competing team. Always been great guys. Good to see them up there. Amberium also are second at the end of week one. With 7 keys, just 1 key ahead of Beerforge. Now, Amberium will have the second bye this week because of Screech Bombs dropping out. Hamburger Lanterns won their match with 2 games, losing 1. Not finished with your Mamutes. This is an old KOTE winner coming in with winning only 1 of their games. And then Seeker Noodles AFK, again, another high finisher from last time, have only won 1 of their games this time.
But they were against Hamburg Atlanteans 1, which is a hell of a team.
Oh hell yeah, that's a horrible first time. and so this week this is the pairings we can see. Of course, Screeper Bombs will be listed as drop as soon as I've coded that bit in. So moving on to Inspired. So again, Sensualist had the bye this week. Sensualist who politely asked me if they could change their decks, and I said, let me take a look. And as I said, they had the buy. They didn't need to change the decks, but there is a rule that once we hit the deadline, and we'll be pretty lax. We'll give you till the end of Monday to get the decks in. I will cut off registry of decks around 3 at the end of Monday, and I will on probably Tuesday morning, or in this case Tuesday evening, set up the decks for those who haven't put them across to be the same as the previous round.
3 o'clock isn't set in stone. Occasionally, when you finish the work day on Monday, that's when registration closes.
Yeah. It's one of those of we just need to draw the line. We will remind people, we will poke people, we will give you every chance to do it. And
if you are keeping your decks the same, please do let us know, because it makes it easier than us having to chase you.
Yeah, and we will chase you multiple times because we'll forget. So let's start with this. So we have the winner at the end of week 1 of the Spar group is Dio Fruit, who won all their 9 games. They played against Dio Fruit. They played the bye, so they won. They're top of their group. Equal top of the group was the Russian Smiths. The Russian Smiths who were playing 1 a.m. 1 a.m. from Indonesia. Then we have Team Mavericks Hong Kong, who played Senseless. Yes, Senseless had the bye this week. And Viet Niffle Kong, who won their match but lost 1 of their games to D20A, a great team we saw in the previous event. Now this week we are trying to get the Viet Niffle Kongs versus the Russian Smiths on the featured game. That's correct, is it, Brett?
Yes, the Russian Smiths have already signed up on it. They're really happy to be recorded. I just need to hear back from the Viet Niffle Kongs, which I absolutely love the name of. Which is why I'm exactly kind of.
So yeah, so if you have any issues getting hold of them, let me know, and then we can chase up. So, moving on to Logos. So here we have the Crazy King Aubergine, who we just saw playing SCS Dealers. Crazy King Aubergine are currently top of the group, unsurprisingly, with Invidious Gleeful Nephews and Hamburger Lanterns 2. Invidious Gleeful Nephews also win all the games. Hamburger Lanterns 2 only winning 2 of their games. And they played South Wales Snuffle Lifters. South West Snake Lifters. I know I've got this wrong for the last year when they were in.
Yeah, the Southwest Snake Lifters were posting on their Facebook page as the results came through from us in Discord.
Oh yes, they were.
And I was commenting on it saying that's a hell of a matchup for them to be put up against, seeing as they're just coming back to KOTE and even getting 1 win against
the reigning champions.
The KOTE8 champion.
And the KOTE7 runner-up, yeah. The
KOTE7 runner-up is huge because the Hamburger Lanterns don't go down easy.
No. Well, we don't know. I've never seen it myself. When I've played them, they've kicked our ass. So the Madrid Archons won their match, won 2 of their games. They lost 1 of the games to the AFK, Peter Stephen and Madame Pompery. And it's great to again see so many good teams. But I do like to think we have actually done a good job spreading out what we consider the top tier teams this time. So there's no group that I think is particularly overpowered. I'm sure people will challenge me on that, but all the groups had 2 or 3 strong teams. In terms of the lineup this week, it's going to be an interesting one. Killing Aubergine versus the French Keys. I'm very, very excited to see, especially after seeing Crazy Killing Aubergine's decks this week.
Especially as they're keeping their decks, whereas a lot of people are advancing.
So 4 teams I know didn't resubmit, or which we knew they were all keeping the decks. There's a few others who have done it, so this will be interesting. So now we move on to Mars. This is a lot longer when you have 12 groups. So unsurprisingly, Baguette Switch and the French Imps are up at the top. They are playing Iberian. They won all. They both won all the games. Iberian Generosity, another Portuguese Generosity, but with an added Spaniard. Won 2 of their 3 games. Great to see those guys back. Great to see them on top. They beat So Salty. South Wales Necklifters won 2 of their games, winning in the match. They were playing Gilzart's Chosen. So great to see them coming back on top form like their other team. And then No Kind of Franks in Austria, losing all 3 it's an interesting. Well, they were playing the French Imps, but the French Imps, which is the AFK President's team, or Presidente's team. So it's interesting to see that happen. And Smojo Electricity, who are our rivals of Can't Touch This, unfortunately had a very hard a matchup against Baguette and Switch. So this is going to be a very interesting.
We have got to remember that 8 of these groups are going to have their 4th place teams have a chance to qualify for the top cut.
Yep.
So we could have a proper Cinderella story of a team coming from 4th to win the entire thing.
Oh, I'm sure we will. We are manipulating this as much as we can.
Mr. Kong saying we need to zoom in on the Manchester Mavericks teams who had some very hard matchups this week.
I haven't got that far. We'll see if we can see them as we go through. Then we move on to Sanctum. No, yeah, Manchester Mavericks won 3 games, and they beat.
Yeah, it was the bye.
Yep, Manchester Mavericks had the bye.
So did B, I believe.
Oh God. So everyone's going to have the bye, just to be clear. So
everybody gets the bye.
We'll have the bye this week. Last week they were top of the group, beating Team Exalted Grunt Buggies. Team Exalted.
Yeah, and before you jump on from there, Can't Touch This, the Wolfpack versus Team Exalted Grunt Buggies was recorded by Rob and will be uploaded onto YouTube.
Awesome. So we look forward to linking that into everything. And as ever, just for those who don't know, if you go into your team page, we'll see any videos that are related to the teams are here. If you do your own recordings, please just let Brett or I know, and we can link them in. And so we're trying to keep this. We don't care if it's our material, your material, as long as it's royalty free, and we can share it on a problem. Please just let us know, and we'll share it on here. So, of course, this thing is going to let me go bloody back now.
Oh, not tonight. I know you beat 2 Heart of the Forest decks and all sorts, because I was talking to a couple of the Team Exalted players, seeing as both me and Chris are part of Team Exalted.
Yeah. And also, well done to Keyforge for winning their game last week. They were the winner of Cut 5. They beat Team Invictus, a new team, I believe, from Germany. Manchester Mavericks A, well done on having the bye. We're proud of you. Monkeys AFK, another top tier team from France. France is full of only top tier teams, I swear. Winning 2-1, only losing 1 game to Bootcamp X, who's another really good German team. I mean, again, the quality in here is amazing. So, this week's pairs up. I mean, looking at this list here, I mean, Keyforge's Manchester Mavericks A is straight away a game that I'm going to be interested to see the results of. But also, Team Victor's Monkeys, interesting. Bootcamp X versus Team Exalted. I mean, if the Team Exalted guys get the draws, they should be okay. But Bootcamp X isn't a great team. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. So, Sanctum. So we move on to Saurian. So Bootcamp X2 is top of their. Is actually at the end, has the bye this week. At the end of round 1, they were second equal with Better Call KOTE. Top of this group was Manchester Mavericks B in round 1. I'm guessing they had the bye. Yes, congratulations, Mr. Kong, on having the bye.
However, this week they've got a hell of a matchup.
I didn't see who they were. That's an interesting question. Manchester Mavericks this week are playing Can't Touch This, the Aces, the reigning champions. That will be interesting to see. Can't Touch This only won 2 of their 3 games. They were 3 Witchers from Russia actually picked them on one of the games. So well done, the Witchers, 3 Witchers. We have KOTE8 who beat Team Exalted Era. What happened there, Brett?
So basically, I got my cheesy win through making my opponent. My opponent had 2 Horsemen of Pestilences down and 2 Horsemen of Famine down, and I had 5 Amber and a Soul Snatcher down. I went Exhume, Dis Ambassador, and then my opponent went Reap with Protectrix, or I'll pick your Dis Ambassador. Then killed the creature, not realizing that Protectrix doesn't protect it if it hasn't healed it. So I won. And then Damien and Yavanna, essentially, I watched Damien's game, but between them they got 1 key because, Team Bootcamp X2 are coming with this to win. Their decks are absolutely insane.
Even though those Sazers.
Double Horseman has got great control either way, but the decks were on point. They picked some very powerful decks for the Assassin. This kind of goes towards Yavanna's point of SAS is just a number. There are lots of decks out there that far exceed their SAS.
We do have a great article from Nirvana on that. We're just trying to work out where to post it. We need to talk to Simon on CKM to get it on there, I think. And I'll talk to Simon after this. So then we have Better Call KOTE, who won 2, lost 1, winning them the match. They beat MTP Sparks, a new French team I'm not aware of. And that pretty much takes up this group. So this week coming, the team with the bye is Bootcamp X2. Ironically, the team who was at the top, but everyone will get the bye in this event. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes. So
I actually looked at my opponent's deck because we're playing Better Call KOTE, and we're both quite well versed in our decks. My opponent has played 18 games in organized play with their deck, and they've won 6, lost 12. I have played 11 games with my deck at 61 SAS in organized play, and I've won all 11 games.
This will be an interesting battle to see, shall we say.
I showed the list to Simon of SCS Steelers, and he went, "That is bullshit for being 61 SAS." I'm like, yeah, pretty much. I'm very happy with it when I get to play this deck. It's the first deck my wife ever got me as well, so it's sentimental.
Oh, so easier for the bottom. AC plus UAP is the top ranking game. Is the top ranking team equal with 3 other teams? KIP, AC Regulars, and Welsh Infectmen all are on 1 match win, 2 games wins, and 7 keys. Wow! And then we have the ABR Bullet Bills.
That is insane.
ABR Bullet Bills, Brothers in Battles, Forge, the Argentinian guys, Forja Doficada, and the Toads all winning 1 game, but 7 or 6 keys. I mean, this is very much anyone to play for. This
group looks absolutely insane.
Toads are one of those teams that always seems not to be at the top, but seem to be having the hardest matchup whenever we see them play. They're great players.
They got Knowledge is Power first. That's
no. This is second. Knowledge and Power second. They had easier for the bottom. So one of the Archon Corners team. So just because I want to quickly go through this as quickly as we can. Skyborn. So this is our international group. So you will notice that we have the UN for teams from the international group. We use the EU flag for one of our teams that spans 2 European countries in one of the other groups. So here we have no buys here. So Strange Gizmos are top of the pile for winning all 3 of their games. They beat Keyforge Fridays. Good to see. 5 Eyes Classified. This is Jupiter's, Pirates, and I've forgotten who their 3rd player is. Playing. They beat No Cameras Austria 2-1. Final Spinning Omega, 2 Americans and a Swedish gentleman, again also winning 3-1-2-7. They were playing Cute. And New York City. Thanks guys for agreeing to be in the international group at Keyforge Fridays to help balance everything out. They are also 1 match ahead with 2 games and 6 keys. So I mean, it's only been 1 week yet. We haven't seen any of the packs split away, but it's always interesting to see how people line up.
No, this is the interesting book because we were talking about recording games, and the fact that it's round robin means that it's not as important to choose the top of the groups anymore, because the top of the groups can change, because it's not a case of like Swiss where the top of the groups get paired against the top of the groups. Everybody's getting a game against each other. so it makes choosing games to record that much harder.
And here we go again. Sloppy Labwork, winners of KOTE8. Yes. Trying to think all the way back to like August or September now. August, I think it was. Top of their group at the moment. They were playing Not Much to Protect. ABR, the old paddies, beat out. No, sorry. Sloppy Labwork played. Grunt Buggies are back. ABR, the old paddies, were playing Not Much to Protect. Floximal won 2-1 against Coast to Coast. And Team Cotsina, the Brazilian team, who are currently equal second with the two other teams, went and played Malice in Wonderland. It's your favourite name, I think. Team,
that's Christoph's favourite name. Mine's Viet Cong's. But great to see Team Cotsina back. Top 8 in their first ever cut, which is amazing. And they were the only ones to bring a 66 SAS into the top cut as well, which I absolutely loved.
And an AOA deck. That was an AOA deck.
Yeah, they were one of the only AOA decks left in there as well.
To be clear, it did as we all expected it would have done, but it was a good deck.
It's just for 66 SAS going up against like high 80s, it did phenomenally well.
Yes, they were playing that, I believe, knocked out by the Hamburger Lanterns, I believe. All right, moving on to Unfathomable. So, this is where, as you can see, at the end of week 1, me as a surrogate member of Hypno Keyforge, I've chosen to pair into one of the AP teams to keep them to help be their third player, though I'm not based in Singapore. I will be playing in Singapore times or as required. We won our group last week because we had the bye. I'm very proud of my team's efforts. I think it was 9 o'clock on Sunday evening, one of them messaged me saying, "Are we playing anyone this week?" We have the bye. Oh, okay then. But that would have put us at the top of the group. D20B had the bye next week. They won their 2 of their 3 games. They were playing Mark of Logos. Lickle beat 2-1 Arcane and Fire. Now Lickle did make top 4 in the previous event, so it's interesting.
They did. They got some amazing players. We got the interviews up with those guys. It was brutal watching their game against the Hamburg Atlanteans, which Screech Bomb did. I honestly thought they were going to make the finals, and then the Hamburg Atlanteans just came and smacked them down in their first event. I believe it was their first event as well last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. It's just tough. Then we have the Winter Soldiers, who are from Russia. They beat the HKB from Hong Kong. No, Hong Kong, Vietnam. Trying to remember, my flags aren't as good as they could be.
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. That was HKB's Vietnam.
Luckily, my toddler has been learning flags, so I'm quite fluent at them at the minute.
Yeah. So we're looking at next week. So next week I'll be playing HKB. I've already tried to reach out to them in the Discord. And it'll be interesting to see how everything comes together.
Definitely.
So moving on to the last group is Untamed. So Untamed, this is one of the Americas groups. So here we have, again, 4 teams all on 1 match win, unsurprisingly, and 4 teams who all lost the match because there's 8 teams in the group. We have Control the League at the top.
Control the League out top of the group because they got the most game wins, which is different than the last group.
Yep.
So not as close as the other group.
That is true. But the Control the League beat Templars of Sanctum from Brazil. I believe this is Templars of Sanctum's first event. They only got 2 keys over 3 games. Oh, that's kind of hard. Bay Witch versus Stingmasters, they won 2-1. Stingmasters, I believe, are a new team as well. Midwest Martians Needs Amber beat out the Final Swindle Alpha, and then Wild Wormholes must have beat Reapout, which was always a shock to see. But then they are 2 great teams.
2-1. Well, it's great to see not only the, as we call them, the regulars coming in and doing so well, but it's great to see all these new teams last season and this season that come in. And they see these big names like Reapout, and as we saw with Can't Touch This, they on their top cut run, they had Team SAS, they had Team Knowledge is Power, they had Team Reapout, and it was daunting to go up against such big names. But they are just players like ourselves; they can lose.
Yeah. Well, trust me, like ourselves who use regularly. Yeah. So that's the current standing. The only thing I'm going to talk about now is we have this concept here called a side pot. Now, we mentioned this briefly, that Archon's Corner are running their own side pot where they are saying the team that submitted a name with a capital A and capital C, whichever one finished top at is it the group or under the cut stage? I forget. Whoever's the highest finishing team.
It's basically whoever with the name finishes highest overall in KOTE.
Wow. Okay, so they will win a DIS IP key. Now, we've built this out so they can quickly track who is the winning of their competition. But if you are interested, you want to bring say you have your own group of teams, let's say all the Portuguese teams, for example, and you would like me to put together, I want to call it side league rather than side pot. I can go here and just put the result and show the results, so you can just it won't be comparing yourself with the same opponents, but it will just put all your teams in one place, so you can see how you're doing against each other, though you're from different groups. So if you are interested in doing that, give me a message on Discord. I can set it up relatively quickly, and let's just say, just give the community
another way. I think it's called side pot at the minute because they're doing additional prizes.
Yeah,
but
we could happily call it side league or custom groups or something like that.
Exactly.
It's just a new way of sharing the information with different teams. It's not going to be in any new games. It's not going to change the format. It's just that, say for example, you've got 5 teams from Portugal or Vietnam, and you want to just track how each team is doing together. You could put all the teams in one place to see.
Exactly.
And then you also
the amount of AFK teams we have among multiple.
Oh, that is true. I hadn't thought of them.
They could be tracking, and basically it's just for bragging rights to be like, nah, we're doing better than you.
Yeah, and if you can see here, we have you get your own tag up here as well, which will take you to your page. He says it should take you to your page, obviously.
Eventually it will work.
Once I fix that typo, it will. But the point is that
also,
it brings everything together.
The GIF is hypnotic. I made it rotate, and then they're like, "Can you make it all rotate?" I went, "Well, I can," and it's just so hypnotic.
Yeah, I just don't know. Ow.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's all we've got for today. Thank you so much for everyone watching. Thank you for both of you who are still watching the stream after this point. I appreciate we've been through an awful lot today. Oh, wow, there's 20 of you. Any comments, any feedback other than stop screwing up the microphone and let's check the videos before we play them back would be gratefully appreciated. We're doing this for the community. We want to bring as much community information together as we can. We want to share us out as much as we can. A human bot.
Yeah, because I need to set up MooBot with Twitter.
yes, you do. And we are going to grow. So this week I'm going to take the week off. So apart from playing my game, I'm not going to be doing much work on the ad. If you want an admin, use the admin tag in Discord, and the team of admins will descend from wherever they're looking. And Brett's probably going to be
most likely me. Most likely me.
Brett's going to be disappearing for a couple of days as well, just to get us some time back after the stressful start last week.
I think the hardest day for everyone will be Saturday, when essentially the majority of admins will be playing all day.
Yeah, that is true. I have my wedding anniversary on Sunday, so I'll be panicking about that one. Anyway, guys, that's all from me today. Do you have anything to add before we finish, Brett?
No, just if you've got any events, if you want to, we want more community activities. If you want to have your own little side league for teams, do let us know. If you've got anything you want for the event, I did have a link for the BITC event. Have you got one, Chris?
Not to give me a minute, I'll find it. Keep talking, Brett, while I find it.
Sorry, I got it.
Okay, you beat me.
Boom, done. Yes. That's went into the exalted bit. But yeah, if you do have any events that you want us to report on, if you want to record games as well, just let us know. We want more community engagement, and we can't do this without you. So please, just let us know what you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Best way to put it.
And as ever, every week, thank you to our Patreon, or one of you, and all those who subscribe on Twitch.
We have two Patreons, but only one it qualifies for credits.
Okay, and thank you to all the the subscribers here on Twitch.
Yes.
We're now getting to the point where we'll be able to withdraw some money soon to put towards improving the show. maybe prizes, maybe software. We're still working out all the way how we're going to spend it, but all of it's going to be reinvested back in.
Into the event.
But yeah, so thank you everyone. And if you have an Amazon Prime account and you don't currently subscribe to anyone on Twitch, you can sub to us, and we will get. You won't cost you anything, and we will get a couple of quid a month, which will go towards.
Amazon doesn't need that money. Amazon doesn't need that money at all.
No, not at all. Anyway, well, thanks everyone. Have a great evening and stay safe this week. And I will be back. 200
we'll see you next week. And yeah, 200 followers on Twitch. We have to. And we hit 100 on YouTube over the week as well. We're growing.
We're growing faster than we ever thought possible. Just another 75,000 and we can get paid for this. Anyway, I'm the one. Cheers to life. Thank you everyone. Have a great evening and we're out.
Yeah, keep on. Good luck.